Bulunaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
Yandaminaka, Fiji. In this bulletin, Health Ministry on alert as coronavirus outbreak escalates. No quota for hotels, says Maharaj. An investigation continues against Nandi travel agent.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Edwin Nana.
As the risk of the new deadly coronavirus continues to escalate, the Health Ministry is on high alert, taking necessary proactive measures. The virus, which originated from China's Hubei province, has now claimed 56 lives and new cases are being confirmed in other countries. Health Minister Dr. Ifireme Ongainambete says while China is taking rapid and strict measures to contain the virus, Fiji needs to remain alert.
China is a very big country. It's a first world country. It's a sovereign state. It has its own very strong public health programs in place. It's also had to deal with outbreaks and epidemics in the past and has done very well. So we're also trusting that China will, and they have, done due diligence around protecting its people, and in doing so will help protect us.
Authorities in China cancelled many Lunar New Year events over the weekend and closed major tourist sites in an effort to stop the spread of the newly identified coronavirus. Popular tourist destinations, including the Forbidden City in Beijing and Shanghai's Disneyland, were shut, leaving people outside the entrance gates taking photos. Beijing's Lama Temple also closed, and the popular New Year's fun fair in Ditan Park, which normally attracts thousands of visitors, was cancelled. Despite having to change or call off their plans, residents in the Chinese capital expressed understanding for the authorities' measures, which in some cases include travel bans and lockdowns. Over concerns that increased movement could hasten the spread, authorities imposed a lockdown in the city of Wuhan, where the virus originated, and expanded transportation bans to 16 other cities. There is no quota on the tertiary education loan scheme, and students who meet all the criteria qualify for this loan. TELS Board Chief Executive Bobby Maharaj says the quota system is only applicable to the National Toppers Scholarship. The clarification comes after claims that the TELS Board has run out of money and is no longer funding students. The TELS Board was allocated over $41 million in the current budget, and Maharaj says it will cater for all new and existing students.
Now for TELS, there is no restriction in the number of students we can fund. The criteria is this: depending on which scheme the students are applying for. For instance, if they are applying for TELS New, they have to have a qualification of year 13, and this should have been done in 2011 or thereafter. And if they can secure a place at the universities, we will fund them. So there is no restriction in the number of students we can fund under TELS.
The Fiji National University graduation is now expected to be held in March. The graduation ceremony, which was scheduled for December last year, was postponed due to a measles outbreak. FNU Vice-Chancellor Professor Nigel Healy says graduation is one of the highlights of the academic year.
So we will be rescheduling the December graduations, probably in March. We're looking for dates in March because we'll publish those as soon as they're confirmed. We don't want to leave it until May. We've got another graduation ceremony in May, but if we leave them and do them both together, the ceremonies will be very, very large and a little bit unwieldy. It means people waiting another couple of months to graduate. So we're looking forward to having graduation as normal just 3 months later.
A good teacher can have a lifelong impact on our children, and we cannot take their comfort or quality of life for granted. This was the comment made by Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama as he encouraged teachers and students for another academic term. Bainimarama says teachers play a significant part in shaping the future of the country. He adds they also hold the key in ensuring our children achieve their full potential, either in the academic performance or in sporting activities.
As you continue through this term and through all of your educational journey, I want you to remember that. Education is the foundation of our future. 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 you can do anything you put your mind to. So don't let the immense opportunities that exist today in Fiji go to waste.
Investigations against a Nandi-based travel agent who allegedly duped consumers wanting to travel overseas is still underway. Fijian Competition and Consumer Commission Chief Executive Joel Abraham says there are now 26 cases against the agent. It's alleged the company accepted payment but did not issue airline tickets to complainants as promised.
The 26 cases that we've received, investigations are underway. We are now in the caution interview process, whereby the directors will be questioned to provide their side of the story as to what happened, what transpired, and then following which, if we find that there is enough evidence to proceed, we will then proceed with the matter.
The government continues to echo the need to mitigate the effects of climate change to preserve our ecosystem for future generations. Forestry Minister Osea Naingamu says the threat of climate change has forced people in coastal areas to relocate due to sea level rise. Naingamu says the youth of the country are instrumental in the fight against climate change.
Climate change disproportionately affects the poorest and most vulnerable around the world, often those who have done the least to contribute to change in climate, yet have already started to bear the brunt its devastating effects, Fiji included.
Coming up, trust us, says Tuai. And Lambasa wins CVC title.
Oira na ngone na nonde inunu enda bisi ni mataka.
Mersi sunga da kena loma dina kena mikaron.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina nora baksangai ka wala loma takina ngone. Dalabina oya o meliki.
Bulre oya o Samuel Samuli.
Nama kikirau enda be mataka.
Moniti kena makarombuka.
Ni waitiri kalimana miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One nandomo ibiti.
Pinda na mataka dan ramai na singabo.
Welcome back. Fiji Airways men's 7 co-captain Jerry Tuai is pleading with fans to keep the faith, as it's not the end of the road for the national side after falling short in Hamilton, New Zealand yesterday. Fiji defeated South Africa 12-5 to finish 9th in Hamilton, and Tuai knows how disappointed fans are, but he believes they can bounce back in Sydney, Australia this weekend.
Yeah, I would like to thank God for the opportunity, for the strength. Not what we came for, but yeah. The boys picked up in the last game. We've gone back to the changing room and we've talked about it. We are disappointed. Lots of crowd coming here to support us, but we never deliver it. So we'll just go back and try to make it up next week. Yeah, to everyone in Fiji, trust us. We can come back. Fiji can rise again from this defeat.
The Fiji 7 side scored 2 successive tries in 1 minute to beat South Africa in the 9th place playoff at the Hamilton Sevens after trailing 5-0 for 13 minutes. Kavekini Tambu and Napoleon Iratu scored for Fiji to win 12-5. Here are the tries.
Hans again, busy already. And now busting through as Angelo Davids. Has he got the speed to get there? He's going to back himself to go in the corner. Angelo Davids busting through the Fijian line. Knocked to ground. Fiji still holding on to the ball and their crowd start to roar. Their fans getting in behind, and finally it opens up. Tambu off the bench. Goes in under the sticks with a minute to go. And now all the experience of Africa tipped up, and Fiji blow over this ball if they won it back, if they turned over possession. The steal there from Fiji, and instead of just booting it out, they'll finish it off in Bulafa. Fiji leave it late, but they get the win in the end.
Fiji 7's head coach Gareth Baber was a disappointed man after Fiji lost to Argentina 26-10 in the final pool match of the Hamilton Sevens. Fiji was outplayed by Argentina and failed to capitalize on scoring opportunities. The national side needed to beat Argentina to qualify for the semi-finals, while the Pumas could have qualified if they beat Fiji by 39 points. And on the other hand, Australia just needed Fiji to lose so they could make the top 4. The mathematical equations favored the Australians. Coach Baber says they were just not good enough on the day.
we weren't good enough in that, and we knew we were going to have to be the top of our game for 3 games. Everybody comes out to play us as a cup final, and as I said, we weren't good enough in that last game. Oh, look, you go 2 tries behind. We didn't tidy up kickoffs on that, and that hurt us badly. But I always thought that we were capable of scoring 2 quick tries. We made line breaks 2 or 3 times, but we didn't finish them off, and essentially we weren't able to create the momentum in the game to get us back into it.
The Fijiana, on the other hand, continued to impress on the Women's World 7 Series despite finishing 8th in Hamilton. They put up a brave performance against New Zealand in their last pool game before going down to Russia 26-21 in the 7th place playoffs. Here are the highlights.
And on it goes. Well, Fiji looking to score the first points, and they're going to. Ready, Yavuni clears it away, now busting through a Siniasi. Well, she was a standout player in Cape Town, and she's carried on that form here in Hamilton. The 20-year-old sprinting away. Well, this is just what they needed, Russia. Prolific try scorer, Baizat Hamidaba. Here's the chance for Russia. And Kukina goes in for the try. Conversion to level the score. Take it quickly. Myashnikova. She's over. Fiji are going to get a try. Siniasi is going to sprint away. So they'll have the final say. The penalty try, of course, having put the game beyond reach.
It was double celebration for New Zealand in Hamilton as both the men's and women's teams won their respective titles. The men's side overcame France in the final 27-5 with Scott Curry scoring a hat-trick. Regan Ware scored a double to help the All Black Sevens win their 2nd successive title this season. The women's side defeated Canada 24-7 in the final with Michaela Blythe grabbing a double, while Niall Williams and player of the final Stacey Fleuler scored a try each. After their pool performance at the Hamilton Sevens, the national side has now dropped to 7th on the overall Men's World Series standings. Fiji went to Hamilton Sevens ranked 6th with 23 points. They earned 8 points and dropped 1 position to 7th with 31 points. Australia has leapfrogged Fiji to 6th on the overall standings after finishing 3rd in Hamilton. New Zealand have extended their lead at the top of the table with 68 points, while South Africa is 2nd with 48 points. The Fijiana remain in 8th position on the women's overall standings with 26 points. Policeman Ratu Apanisa Anare scored 2 goals for Lambasa as they beat Mba 2-1 in the Pillay Garments Champion vs Champion series at Ratu Dakamba Park in Nosuri yesterday. Mba's goal was scored by Vanuatu's Micah Tommy.
Ashnil looks, turns again, sneaks it in and played through by Ratu Anare. And Ratu Anare from outside the box. Tatori keeps it into the field of play, plays the Chilo. Still Benjamin Tatori. Squares it and Mikatomi, and Mikatomi has equalized, and Mikatomi has equalized, and Wanga turns, comes in with a cross, stopped in the way and stretching is Ratu Anare. The bar defenders were watching, and
Expect mostly fine weather over the group today. And that's your FBC Morning News. Remember to join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For these stories and others, you can also tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. That's it from me for now. Have a good morning.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही हैं।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।